Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of movie reviews. And today we will be reviewing the 1994 movie It Could Happen to You, starring Nicolas Cage. I'm your host, Helpful Angel number 30. Let's get into this mix. So, the movie starts off, narrated by, the late great Isaac Hayes. He's a reporter, played, you know, his name is Angel, and he's narrating the story of, Charlie Lang, Nicolas Cage, and how he's, a upbeat cop who, helps people around the neighborhood, and, people around the community with his best friend, Bo. So, they're off doing their thing, and we meet, Yvonne, this waitress, at a small little cafe diner, and she's filing bankruptcy for some unknown reason, and uh, you know Charlie's walking around uh, New York City, and one of the kids stopped by. One of the kids that he the neighborhood kids that he plays teaches them to play baseball, and the kids his mom was like, "Hey, why don't you go see your wife? Uh, why don't you ever go see your wife?" And Charlie's like, she don't like being bothered while she's at work. She works in a nail salon, and so you know Muriel and her customer, they talk about like uh hey, why don't you go meet you an electrician or something, this, that, and the third. And so one day they Charlie and Bo, his best friend, is because Charlie stopped off to play the lottery, and stopped off to play the lottery. His best friend Bo's like, "Hey, I'm starving. uh let's go get something to eat." He was like, Charlie was like, "All right, cool. Burger King is like the next 5 blocks. We'll stop, over at this diner right here. Like, it's only across the street." He was like, "Okay, cool." As soon as they get there, uh, Yvonne like showed up 2 hours late, and her boss was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take that out of your paycheck." And it was like Yvonne really wasn't having it. Charlie and Bo, they come back, come swing by and was like, "Hey, uh, I was like, how's the lobster thermidor?" And like, Yvonne's really not having it. She was like, "You were very brave." He was like, "I want a meatball sub." And then when the radios went off, they had to go back to patrolling streets in New York. And so Charlie's like, "I don't have any money, but if this lottery ticket, like, it hits, like, I'll split the proceeds with you." And of course, like, the next night, after, you know, Charlie is, after Charlie plays baseball with the kids, he winds up, like, they wind up parting ways. He winds up going, to the apartment with Muriel. They wind up watching TV together. And the lottery, like, comes on TV, and of course their numbers, like, get called out and they immediately win the lottery, like 64 million. Yeah, 64 million. But uh, he uh comes by and tips her like 2 million. That gives her a $2 million tip, to which Muriel is understandably upset. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? So after that, uh, Charlie winds up going back to the diner and telling Yvonne what had happened, to which she is she's a little skeptical, but at the same time though, like she winds up figuring out like, oh, he real serious. He's real serious. And Bo's like standing there like on the inside, like on the outside of the diner, it was like, man, you goody two shoes. Like that's my boy. So like after that, Charlie and Muriel, they wind up going all the way to the uh, lottery office, and they meet this bowling team from Albany who like took some out off the top of the pot. So everybody's there. Everybody finds out that what Charlie did, and that like the news people and everybody else like was dispersed around all the people who the lottery winners that won go to Charlie and them. So after all of that is said and done, um, first thing that Muriel gets is like a fur coat, and redecorates the apartment. Meanwhile, uh, Charlie and they wind up going to this yacht party, and Charlie and Yvonne, they actually missed the yacht, leaving Muriel up, to mingle with everybody else. So after that, Muriel finds, this older gentleman, like, who wasn't announced to be the winner, like, but he somehow found his way on the yacht. So they become, converse. They have conversation, this, that, and the third, and Yvonne and Charlie, they miss the they missed the ship, and they wound up going to this restaurant. They wound up talking and getting to know each other, and then slow dancing. And so, after everything is said and done, he winds up, they wind up walking, and asks, he asks her, would you like to, do something, sometime? And they wind up roller skating at the park, and Charlie actually winds up going into the river, and then as time goes on, they wind up getting to know each other a lot more, developing feelings, and Charlie, Bo, and Yvonne wind up renting the baseball stadium out, and the kids could play baseball and have a good time. They wind up playing baseball, and uh, taking pictures of like them catching the ball on the trampoline, and wind up after they have an amazing time, Charlie goes home with the kids around that neighborhood to find out that Muriel threw out all his clothes and stuff and accuses him of cheating or having an affair. To which he's like, no, no, I'm not. Like, and then she winds up, she basically gives him a divorce. And she basically gives him a divorce and winds up taking all of the money. And that divorce court hearing is, it's a shame. Like, she winds up saying that her dead father, like, came to her in a dream and spoke to her, and they wind up telling him, like, he goes on the stand and they manipulate his words and it's like, hey, like, I only pushed her once, and it's like, aha, like, no further questions, Your Honor, and just then it was just a big, big mess. So after all of that, they find in the favor of, Muriel. She takes him for everything, kicks him out the house, he has to, like, ask his friend Bo to, like, crash at his place, which he, agrees out the kindness of his heart. And he was like, and so after the diner closes down, because, Yvonne, because of, you know, the divorce court and all that stuff, she winds up losing the diner. He winds up just walking the streets alone. Charlie stumbles upon the diner. He goes in the diner and he was like, I don't care about the money. All I want is you. And she was like, nobody's, ever loved me before. And so Angel, the reporter from earlier, undercover reporter from earlier, goes, you know, and asks for something to eat. They wind up hooking him up with some soup, and he winds up taking a picture of them, like, embracing, hugging each other with a caption. I forgot what it was, but I think it was along the lines of love prevails in, like, the darkest of times, something like that, which gives, like, everybody around New York, including Bo, the idea to, give them a tip. Like, just mail out their money and just give them a tip, where it is, a check or, cash. And they wind up, uh, Yvonne and Charlie wind up packing their bags to move somewhere. But before they go, they wind up, opening up the door to the cafe. Little do they know, it is a whole bunch of mail. Within 3 days' time, they had a lot of mail with nothing but letters and tips, like money for the both of them, being so generous and kind hearted. They gave them a lot of tips from, you know, they were, Yvonne was able to, like, buy back the cafe. Charlie was able to go back to work after being shot because, he, quit after that encounter, after a robbery. at a convenience store. So, oh, and like Yvonne and Charlie, they got married, and then after that, Muriel wound up moving back to the Bronx with her mom, and she works at a hair salon. She winds up going with the older gentleman who was at the yacht party for like the lottery winners. He winds up taking all of her money and just like disappearing, causing her to like move back to the Bronx with her mom. So yeah, that's basically what the 1994 It Can Happen to You movie is about. I'm your host, Helpful Angel 30. This has been What Would You Do If You Won the Lottery playlist. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.